Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids@147. Happy 5th of December, everybody. So we are on square 5. I am working with a tray from the May 2022 launch today. This is the full size tray and this gorgeous pen from Saskia. So let's have a look at what we have today. I think I may need to do some rearranging around this one just to make sure that everything fits, because there is like a millimetre or a fraction of a millimetre difference, and of course with doing that one the other side I'm definitely out of sync on that side. But I also seem to be a little bit out of sync on the others. So I'm just going to do a little scoot with the cover sheets just to get them to fit right. It's always easier pulling the one up that's not fully stuck. Let's try that. This is the only thing, sometimes just the tiniest little corner needs a little nudge as well, just to get it fully out the way. Don't want any problems with my diamonds sticking. And then last but not least, little Santa up here just needs to nudge ever so slightly if I can get hold of the cover paper. There we go. I'm trying to get hold of just the corner. He's going to have to nudge again later, but for now I have square 5 free, which is what I want. So let's zoom in, see how far I need to scoot over. Quite a bit by the looks of it. So let's do a little changeover with my diamonds and my computer so that I can actually get to him. There he is. There he is. Oh, wrong way. So cute. So cute. Right, let's do a Mr. Robin. I'm going to start my usual fashion. Question mark diamonds first. Tip out as many, because as much as there is quite a few on here, it's amazing how many I actually have in my tray for this section without doing too much messing. I hope everybody is well and good and all having a good start to the week. I'm still filming this one on the day. I thought I had a diamond on my pen. Obviously knocking it off as or dropping it off my pen. Let's give those a little nudge in the right direction. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good start to their week. I'm filming this on the 5th. There will be a few that I will start to film sort of the day before. Just need to, won't be today because it's busy day making sure I get all weekend orders out today. That's always my priority on a Monday. Clear the inbox, get all the orders out and plan my week. I did put up the launch video on Saturday. Thank you to all of you who did show an interest in the tool pouch and put your names on the wait list. That does ensure that we are looking at the right numbers. So you'll be happy to know we have ordered some more from our UK supplier. One of the colours is out of stock, but it's not purple. Purple as always, seems to be the most popular. It's normally a cross between purple, pink and blue. But yeah, purple is extremely popular again. So we have ordered quite a few more. So that we can get some more prepared for launch. Because they're UK, they're actually quite close to us. We will be able to get them done for launch so that anybody that does want to get hold of one can. We have also ordered some samples or a small quantity of some of the other colours that they do. They don't do the likes of orange, unfortunately, and they don't do a turquoise in it, but there is a few other fun colours that they do, and I've ordered, like I say, a small quantity of each so we can look at doing those at some point next year. We'll expand the range. Some of them are a lot darker colours, so I need to mess about with the branding and things on those, which I don't think will happen in December. If I'm being honest, with time frames, I don't think that's going to happen in December. So we'll look at bringing some more colour varieties out next year for those, but I have ordered samples along with more of the 3 colours that we've started off with, which seem to be the most popular 3 anyway. Lots of people have been coming up with some fun uses that they're going to use them for, so that's always good. Okay, comments, questions, etc. So Linda, she says, thanks for fun start to this December Advent whip and whip. She says today was the last 2 squares of her 40 by 50, so now she gets to decide what to do next. That's always the hardest decision for me, which is why I use the decision wheel, because it just decides for me. It lets me know yeah, what to do, because I can never make the decision. There's just so many paintings that I want to do. There really is. She says she has 2 3-panel paintings and another 2 of a similar feel / type and 2 singles. She said maybe she'll do the first of the black and gold triple with the Advent to help her with the heaps of black. So she's always got the Advent whip and waffles then to listen to while doing a load of black. That sounds like a good plan. She says block work can be relaxing and she does enjoy doing both, which I must admit I do too. Blocking does have a little place in my heart. I do enjoy it. I just don't want to do it all the time. She says, but when it's mainly one colour, she said she can get bored by the final rows of painting. Well, maybe that's the best one for Advent then, because you can spur yourself on with the Advent and doing that. I knew I'd seen this symbol somewhere on here. And just so as not to confuse people, I know I did mention it the other day, but in my conversation with my mum, she said I'd done, I think, the question mark symbol. I think it was on the snowman. And I was like, oh, I have some of that in the main design, need to remember to do it. And she said she was looking everywhere and couldn't find it. But that's because the square is rendered slightly differently. So there may be the odd little bit that's different. So if you have a square and you don't have those 4, then you've probably got them in different shading. Sarah Jane, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, lovely first day on your painting. She says she's doing 2. She started one that was meant to be June Cottage. Oh, it was meant to be in June. She said a cottage. She never got round to doing that one. And then she's also doing a large painting so that she can switch it each day. She said, hope you have a lovely break and safe travels. She said, I bet Luna will miss her mum. Oh yes, I think the two that are at home and in charge of watching Luna are not quite looking forward to how much she will probably look about to see where I've gone. But she'll be fine. She will be fine. She does often look around, and every now and then when I'm filming, the kids will let me know that she just goes and sits by the door waiting for me to come out. But hopefully she'll be alright for the couple of weeks. She's just so used to me being about. Sarah Jane also says, she says they don't do a lot at Christmas. There's only the two of them. And her partner is a full-time mechanic / MOT inspector in the UK. So he only gets 3 days off. I think they shouldn't allow MOTs to be near Christmas. I think that could be quite frightening at sometimes, especially in older cars. She says, so she spends her time watching my videos to pass the time doing some me time. She says, hope you have an amazing Christmas and New Year. Thank you. It's going to be a different Christmas and New Year this year. It's going to feel different. We're still doing the same stuff we normally do on Christmas Day. It will just not end at home. It will end on a plane. So rather than coming home and relaxing after a busy day, we'll sit on a plane and hopefully relax after a busy day. But New Year will definitely be different. Partly due to the fact that it won't be freezing cold like it is at home. Hoping it'll be a little bit warmer in Australia. Sarah Jane also says, she says that she loves the blue tray. She said it looks a lovely shade and blue is her favourite colour. I'm glad you like it. I've done quite a few different blues. It's amazing. Well, I suppose most of you will know from diamond painting and dotting your life away. There are quite a few different shades of blue. I think we've covered most of them now, but we do have quite exciting and different colourways for next year. I'm really excited actually. We did a big planning session, Megan and I, about a week or so ago. Did a big planning session on colours. Went a little bit crazy ordering filaments, at least doubling our amount. There was also some Black Friday offers on some, so we may have ordered stuff that will keep us printing for a good chunk of the year. But it's so much easier to just have it in house, and as soon as a printer's ready for it I can just go. I'll actually be printing some of February's trays, I think, in the next week or so, because I'm away into halfway through January. I want to make sure that I can, you know, make sure that the trays are printed and sorted, because the printers won't be on as much when I'm away. So yeah, I want to make sure that I am as far ahead and ready as possible. And January we're not launching a limited tray because it's trashy time. It's trashy time in January. Trashy and some clearance of some bits that we seem to have acquired over the last few years. So yeah, I'm quite excited. I've got printers printing trashies till they're coming out my ears, and yeah, it's fun. I love it every time I put a new colour on. Oh, I've got another one that jumped out my tray. You just get on the diamond painting. Crystal, she says she was so excited when she saw my video pop up. She says at 11 a.m. her time. She said it's now 4 a.m. here on the east coast of the US, and she's now finally able to watch it. That is one busy day, Crystal. She said Christmas shopping with her daughter took her away from her painting, so now she has to catch up. She said she's so happy that Advent has started. It's a fun time of year for us. Pink Diamonds says she has never done an Advent calendar before, so she's hoping to do one next year, she says, for Christmas, and see how she feels about them. Ooh, exciting. Exciting. Lynn loves diamond painting. She says, hi Rebecca. She says she was so excited when she saw the notification for day 1 yesterday. She says, almost as excited as you sounded at the beginning of your video. I've got to the comments on day 2. Woohoo! She said today will be her opening of day 1 of her 12-day calendar. She's going to open one every second day, so she's opening it on the even days. Every second day for this month. She says she's still avoiding the Facebook post with the spoilers. I must say everybody is doing absolutely amazing on the Facebook group, and I do really appreciate it. People are sharing what they've got for Advent, but they are keeping it to the Facebook posts that I created for 12 day and 24, which are pinned at the top, which does mean that, you know, if you want spoilers you can go and look, but if you don't, then you can stay away, which is great for people that don't want to see it, and they can open theirs in their own time. She says she has a secret wish of what is in the Advent bags. She's resisting the urge, she says, to feel about the bags to see if it's in there. Ooh. She says she's going to keep it to herself until the end. It's like one of those, if you say it out loud, will it mean it's not in there? I get the whole fact of keeping it to yourself, because you do question, well, if I say it out loud, then, you know, is it not going to be there, and am I going to lose, you know, the anticipation of it being in there if I say it out loud? She says she's so happy to be doing this one with me this December. She said she only watched my Advent from last year. She had just started diamond painting in October of 21, so she wasn't quite prepared for December. She says she will be doing a no-buy for 2023 for the actual diamond painting. She says, but accessories don't fall into that category. I'm so grateful that our accessories don't fall into many no-buys that people have. It keeps me going, doing what I love. She says, thank you for this Advent and everything that you do for the craft. Oh, thank you for being here. I love that you're able to take part. You've got more into diamond painting, or more, taking in all the information of the new craft, because sometimes that can be really overwhelming. But anybody else that is new to the craft or new to my videos or the Advent concept, even if you haven't necessarily got a particular painting and you haven't divided it up into 24 or 25 sections and all the rest of it, don't worry. Just join in by doing a little bit of the painting you're already working on each day in December. That's the idea. Make sure that you look after you in this busy month and just do a little bit of your new hobby or old hobby, as the case may be. depending on how long you've been doing this diamond painting for. I think it's 4 years I've done this Advent now. I think this is year number 4. I did have a Facebook memory come up. It was 3 years ago that I did a mystery diamond painting for my Christmas Advent, and it ended up being a Halloween one. But I did it anyway. There were a few people that also purchased the same painting as me. And yeah, I continued to do a Halloween painting at Christmas because that is the painting I said I was doing. And made it a little bit different. Definitely different. Sarah Jane, she says she's loving the colours in my pen for the 2nd of December. And she says she's also loving the blue in the mittens. There is some gorgeous blues in this. I think some of these are repeated on this bird for this section. The little robin. Nancy, she says she was watching intently. She says, and she did notice that there are a lot of square drills mixed in with my round ones. Yeah, I'll fish them out as and when. It's one of those things, especially with black. It's so hard to quality control black diamonds because of their colour. It can be really, really hard to see. But I'm not worried in the fact there is lots of extra diamonds. I'll just fish out the square ones. That's what my trashy's for. Trashy is for my square diamonds in my round drills for Advent. We'll make it work. Oh look, I love how the background comes together when you cover up the symbols. Nancy also says, she says she's awesome waffle. She says she's enjoying all the things. Teresa, she said she has a lot of square drills in with her rounds. She says, but it's no big deal for her. It just makes her smile. Love it. It's like little hitchhikers. Little hitchhikers trying to get themselves on the painting. And you never know. It depends on my mood, but I may just decide to pop a square drill on my round diamond painting just because. Just because I can. Maybe I'll put it on with Santa. Who knows? Who knows? Kim, she says she's absolutely loving doing the square version of the Advent. She said her first square diamond painting ever, and she thinks she's a natural with a laughy face. So yeah, she did also say about her drills seem to be stuck in pairs, but I did give some options for that yesterday. But the easiest is to just get a bottle and a couple of coins, throw them all in together and give it a good shake, like a little pill bottle. You can use 2 of sort of the green plastic boat trays and put your drills in one, put the other one on the top and squeeze them together. I sometimes do that if I have a load, but quite often I will just use my fingernail and prise them apart when they're in my tray. But that's because I can't be bothered getting up to get anything else. Pure laziness on my part. Anne Smith says it's looking good. Thank you. I am loving how it's turning out. After seeing it for so long while charting, it never does it justice to what it actually looks like when it's finished. Lady Dax, she said, hiya, she said, our paintings are different symbols. She said she's doing the square one. She says, and the 4 grey drills on her mittens are number 1, which is the grey AB. So that's the paintings that were different. Maybe it was square number 2 and not number 3 that my mum mentioned was different. Yeah, there is slight differences between them. We did get the colours right before then adding a touch of AB. So it may be that just the touch of AB is different, which is what makes it a different symbol. But in part, that's what makes it fun. You can see just the little slight differences between the two. See if you can spot where the extra diamonds come into play that you get on a square one. Lady Thatch, she also says, she said she used a 2-placer on the black today. She said, and you still finish before me. She says, and I can't even use an excuse as she's been diamond painting almost as long as me. Yes, but you're doing a square. So you can count the fact that you're doing a square as an excuse, because squares definitely take longer. And it would take me longer, which is why I'm doing round. I'm doing round for the sake of my December days later on in the month, and the time it would take me if I was doing the square advent. Jackie, while we did have many comments saying that working on the canvas flat is easier for people to see, Jackie does say that with the canvas being flat, my hand obscures where I'm actually placing the drills. I think it's one of those two evils when it comes to video placement. I know my Heaven and Earth design I do flat, which I sort of need to by the time I've got my tablet and everything else set up. But a lot of the time, you know, people are watching both the diamond painting and the screen that I'm working off, doing Pattern Keeper. I think just with this advent, I think in general, people are preferring it flat because it does look a little bit obscure when it's on the easel. And I think that's just because of the way it is a true square each time. It definitely has a different look. So I am sorry that I am blocking them. But Whip and Chats after Christmas Advent will go back to being on the easel, apart from my Heaven and Earth design. Right, got all my little bottom anchor symbols. Move up to the top. Number 7 was my next diamond to place, but I feel like I need to finish this yellow background before, and then I can fill all my little gaps and do my little clicking of my diamonds in. Doesn't click as much when it's round, but it can click a little bit. Cat Lady, she says she has enjoyed doing the 2 squares that she's done. She says it's like doing a small picture each day. Yes, we have our own completed. It's like the little mini paintings, but smaller. Like the little Paint Gem minis that I did in June. They were great for doing like a painting a day. And this is like a painting a day, but not. It's fun. Melissa, she says, hey Rebecca. She says, great whip today. She says, the mittens look cute. She said, confession. She said she watched today's video twice in a row. She says, as the middle of it seemed to disappear for the first watch through. She said, oops, I think I fell asleep. She said, hence no diamond painting today. I wouldn't surprise me if you're exhausted. She said she's really shattered after the carpet fitting, but they look great. She said, have a lovely evening. Yeah, moving in December. I'm not surprised you're shattered, Melissa. I wouldn't even like to decorate a room, which I've done quite often in December, and I'm not even contemplating this year because that just seems like too much madness to me. Too much for this year. Vanessa Dye, she says, what storage are you using? So this storage is from Star Raw. Oh, will it focus? It's from Star Raw. It's like little pill bottles, like little pill dividers. I think there's it's a set of 4 I got. I think you can get them individually, but I chose to get the set of 4. And yeah, I love it. It works not for all paintings, but for a painting like this, where there is quite a few diamonds, but not a lot of colours, I find it works really well because the pots take a lot of diamonds. They will, they will take the big quantity. So I'm using 3 strips for this painting. I have 3 colours that go into 2 pots, just due to the amount that are in it. But most of them quite easily fit into 1 pot. And it's just that it's a nice compact storage as well, which works really well when I'm doing this on video, because I can move them about and stuff and not have to fight with my laptop for the comments and a big storage box around my diamond painting. Even when I work on, or when I did the first one on the easel, the storage for the diamond painting actually, this just moves about. I can tuck it away and it doesn't take up much space at all. So it's one of the many storage options I have, and it doesn't work for every painting. So if you are limited on the amount either you can or you want to spend on storage, then I wouldn't say it is a one size fits all, but it definitely has its uses, and this advent is one of them. I'm going to end up needing to put more diamonds in, but if I can, I like to finish using all the diamonds in my tray before I add more. Maybe that's just the organised side of me. Diamond Sparkle Chase, she says she is loving the advent. Thank you. And Tammy, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, I'm happy to join in your event this year. She says, while doing diamond paintings in my stash. She said she's still digging out from the headfirst buying she did in 2021. Built up quite a bit of a stash. She said she would say it's her daughter's fault for introducing her to diamond painting. She says, but it wouldn't be true. She also says that she enjoys... why is there always one that never wants to go the right way up? Oh, do you know what? You can stay there. I'm just going to tip more in because I need more anyway. She says she enjoys working on paintings while listening to my Whip and Waffles. She says, season's greeting to you and yours. There's another one that's jumped out. Very active, these diamonds. And there's not even static in them, so I don't know why they're so jumpy. Maybe I'm just being a bit too harsh with my shaking of my tray. Deborah, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's been looking at the Diamond Art Studio website. She says, and she has Mr. Quackers in her basket, along with one from the clearance section. She says she wants to check out, but she has to wait until payday. Well, once you do check out, it doesn't take long for Sam to whip them on their way to you. So you won't have long to wait once you do check out. She says on the 23rd, she has all of her 12 grandchildren coming over for a get-together. She says along with her 4 daughters and their other halves. She says it's going to be hectic. Sounds it. She says, but last year she was in bed with COVID, so she's really looking forward to it this Christmas. I love organised chaos. As long as it's organised chaos and not just plain chaos. I do love a good bit of organised chaos. No, it sounds really, really nice to be able to get everybody together all in one place. We had a few times where everybody was all together while decorating our tree. Not all the time, because the boys tend to not really show an interest in taking part, but there were definitely times that they were in the same room. So I'll take that as a win. Clara, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, loving the Advent diamond painting. She says, thank you for all your hard work. She says, it's lovely to hear Luna in the background. I'm not sure if Karis would think it was lovely. Apparently part of it was the door and part of it she was barking at me to come out of this room when I asked her what she was barking at. So apparently, yeah, it was a bit of both. She likes me to check out what's going on at the door if the doorbell goes. She says she thinks her favourite picture is number 4. So that's the reindeer that we did yesterday. She says, as it's her birthday. Oh, happy birthday for yesterday. I hope you had an amazing day. She says she can't believe 2023 is around the corner. She says she can't wait to see what we all have planned. I hope you enjoy the family catch-up time in Australia. Thank you. Okay, ABs. We have sparkle. I think that's the only ABs on this one. So there's at least one AB on each square. Sometimes there is 2. I love the way that stands out though against the rest. Okay, what do I want next? Let's go in order now. Let's get some grey in there. Not quite as easy to see in this tray, but I can still see it. Gail, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's really enjoying the Advent diamond painting. She says she was very lucky to purchase one. She says, do you have any ideas about framing yet? She said she has an idea to glue the painting to foam board and then insert a magnet into it for every square. And then she can make a wreath, small wreath with a magnet to move from day to day. She says she has a 40 by 40 frame that will work perfectly too. Oh, see, I wasn't going as elaborate. Oh, I've just realised I've just missed some of these. I've got some in the bird's wing. I wasn't going as elaborate as the magnet idea, but I do like it. My idea was to pop it in a frame, 40 by 40, which is one of the frames that I used to have in my craft room. However, due to increasing the storage in here, I don't have the frames up anymore. So I was going to reuse one of those, which is a white frame. And then my idea was just going to be blue tack. Blue tack or white tack. I thought I'd drop one then. Blue tack or white tack. And to use that to move some sort of, probably a wreath, just so that the number could still be seen, rather than covering up the number. The other thought I did wonder about was whether to do in effect what I've done with the cover paper, but in a little bit more of a refined way, and have some way of sticking, probably again blue tack, a square over each square, and reveal the Advent each year. I've not quite figured it out properly. I think I need to see what it looks like in the frame when it's all done, which will be, we'll have Advent late January, and I'll try and mess about with that, get it framed and see what I fancy doing, what I can make work. I want to make it as easy as possible, but I also don't mind putting the effort in if it makes it, you know, last for more years to come. I will probably laminate whatever I do print out, or whatever I do. I will probably laminate it just so that I can stick it, you know, and do the blue tack, white tack type thing on it. Could possibly, and this might be something that could work, is maybe frame it but leave it open and try and put some sort of hook or something in each square. Yeah, I'm still mulling it over. All sorts of ideas pop in my head at all different times, so it's still going round and round up there, round and round, till I figure out what. Anna, she said, since she wasn't able to finish, oh look, I've got a square in this one as well. I've got a square in this blue hitchhiker square. She said since she wasn't able to do a section yesterday, she did squares 1 and 2 today. She said she was surprised when I said that the question mark symbol was in her mittens. She said the round painting is charted differently, which it is. She said, which is what you're doing. She says she has the number 1, so hers are grey ABs. See, throwing your little curveball at the beginning of the month there. Things that are just a little bit different, whereas the round mittens, it's the little white in the middle that is AB on ours rather than the grey. Though you could change it up if you wanted to. You could make it the other way if it suited you better. Diana, she says she always finds it so fascinating how everyone has a different style for placing the drills. She says not only between single and multi-placing, she says, but also the colours that they choose to do first, etc. She said, I'm sure one day we could figure out personality types from this. Here's a personality test. Take a diamond painting, do it, and then let me know how you pick what colour you're going to do next. Love it. Yeah, would I have to sway towards the one I do most often, or would it have to take into account that I do mix it up and therefore I'm a little bit more random on occasion? I do have a default though, which is bottom left. Bottom left, and I work around an edge. So in effect, that's what I've done. I've gone for bottom left, done that colour. Then I work along an edge. So the next colour is this grey one. Then it was this yellow. The only time I changed it up was the ABs. And that's because I wanted to get the rest of the background done. But yeah, let me know if you figure out what personality type I am. due to the way I have started each of these squares. Because, yeah, it'd be interesting. Amy, she says she will load up a photo on the group of how she keeps her diamond paintings. She says it's a 42 holder and it hangs on the door, so that she has 2 on one side of her door and 1 on the other, as it's a big cupboard. She also says, please excuse the mess as we moved into the place a month ago. I need to go and have a look for that one. I don't think it's popped up on my news feed, though it has been a busy few days, so I may have just missed it and not realised, but I'll go and have a nosy. Is that, I'm wondering whether it's a bit like the cry cut organiser you can get, where you just slot them in lengthways. It's made for sort of, well, a lot of people advertise it as storing cry cut vinyl and things like that. Is a way you can store that works well for diamond paintings. At the moment, mine are overtaking my wardrobe. Well and truly overtaking my wardrobe. Okay, I'm going to switch up again. See, look, this will confuse your personality test. I am going to do this grey because it's in the same storage pot as the last colour that I did. And it was easy to spot because I only have 2. And I actually tipped out exactly 5 diamonds. Bonus! Okay, now let's do my white. Cross Stitch and Tat, she says she's late in joining today. She says she's been busy getting ready for our Santa and Mrs. appearance tomorrow. She says lovely advent today, thank you. Well, I hope Mr. and Mrs. Claus had an amazing time while they were out. Busy time, but amazing time nonetheless. Martha says she prefers this flat angle. She says thank you for all you and your family do. And Susan, she says another great whip and waffle. She said she literally had 2 diamonds to place when the video ended. She said she did cheat a little bit though. She kept placing diamonds even through the adverts, and she uses a 5 multiplacer. She says she can't get over how fast I am. She says, see you tomorrow. Oh, my camera's done that thing. I was just reading out and replying to a comment from Susan. How she had 2 diamonds to place when the video finished. But she did keep placing diamonds even through the adverts and used a 5 placer. And she said she couldn't believe how fast I was. And I'm there talking about how I don't necessarily, I'm not thinking I need to do this fast. It's just the way I do it when I'm doing rounds. And then I looked up and my camera had saved at some point. So I don't know how much of that last placement of diamonds you got. I do apologise. I've obviously not heard it beep when it's managed to save itself. Hopefully I have not, missed out too many comments or things that have been said. It can't have been too many because I'm pretty sure it was only within the last couple of comments if it's done it. But apologies. This video is going to be shorter than it was for me to place the diamonds, which may mean that nobody has a hope of doing it at the same time frame as me. Big apologies. I've cheated. I've skipped a bit. Not intentionally though. Let's hope that doesn't happen again in December. Let's hope that that's it done now. But number 5 is finished. We're down here to number 6 tomorrow. Oh, I'm just, see, look, I can't help myself. But number 6 is another square with a yellow background. I really like the yellow background on it. So this one is another one with a nice mustardy yellow background. But yeah, that is today's done. Apologies for that last little skip over these diamonds. Hopefully my excess waffling at the end helps you to catch up those extra few minutes. But yeah, please join me tomorrow while we complete square number 6. Thank you all so much, as always, for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.